What is going on, film fans? It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad, and today in the channel, I want to talk to you guys all the movie pickups that I got from the month of October that ranges from 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays, and maybe a DVD that might make it into this mix. So let's get to it. So the first pickup I got is from Scream Factory that had a ton of deals this October, and that is Halloween 1978. So this is a 4K that I've been wanting to pick up for quite some time now, as this is the definitive 4K home release of this film, as it got a new Dolby Atmos mix, it has brand new color timing, it has a ton of special features, and it is a big upgrade from the Lionsgate 4K that came out a few years ago. And I've just been really wanting to have this film and the other Halloween movies on 4K, but I just decided to go with the original Halloween on 4K, and this movie just looks magnificent. The next pickup I got is also from Scream Factory, and that is Krampus, the Naughty Cut on 4K Blu-ray. This is a movie that I've had on Blu-ray for quite some time now, as I saw it in theaters, and I think is a really solid, fun Christmas horror film. But when I heard that they were making a Naughty Cut version of this, with basically being an R-rated version of the film, being in 4K, having new Dolby Atmos mix, and loads of special features, I had to pick this up. And my wife Maddie has never seen this movie before, so it also is going to make this Christmas time very special this year. And I'm really curious to see how this film was made, especially because there is so many animatronics and so many fun aspects about this film. So if you haven't seen this one, definitely gotta check this out. The next pickup I got is a Sony 4K release, so you know it's going to be fantastic, and that is Philadelphia, which stars Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington. This is a film that impacted me so much watching it the first time, especially in the time frame that it was made in, and it was directed by Jonathan Demme, who made The Silence of the Lambs and one of the best directors of all time. This is a very heartwarming, heart-wrenching film that has fantastic performances and just really gives you a perspective of what this story and who these people were during this time. And I don't want to say too much about the film if you haven't seen it, but it just is a very great film, and I'm so glad to have it. The next pickup I got is also a Sony 4K release, and that is Bram Stoker's Dracula, that is directed by Francis Ford Coppola. So this is a film that was a part of my 13 days of Halloween movies that I was able to watch during October, and this is one of the movies that I really wanted to watch because it was an amazing sale on Amazon for its Prime Day deals. And knowing that it's directed by Francis Ford Coppola, making a horror film, I really wanted to check this movie out, and it is all over the place. It is very enjoyable. It has phenomenal performances, great production design, amazing music, and the 4K on this movie is absolutely fantastic, and I think there's no better way to watch this film, so definitely add it to your collection. The next pickup I got is Red Dragon on Blu-ray, which is the third film in the Silence of the Lambs trilogy with Anthony Hopkins. And if you guys have noticed that I did pick up the Silence of the Lambs 4K from Kino Lorber a couple months ago, as well as Hannibal on 4K, and now I had to just do Red Dragon because I've never seen this movie, but I've heard it was actually pretty good, and it was the third film in this Anthony Hopkins trilogy, so it was a pretty good deal on Grub. Another pickup I got from Grub.com, which is a fantastic website for Blu-rays. They have amazing deals, and that is Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit. If you guys have never seen this movie before, I highly suggest you do, because it is an amazing animated film, especially with having stop motion. Wallace and Gromit is literally one of my favorite animated franchises of all time. I think that there needs to be more movies, needs to be more short films. I just need more of these characters. Another pickup I got from Grub.com is M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit from 2015. This is a really solid, enjoyable film that really put M. Night Shyamalan back on the map after having a spew of really awful movies, and he came back and financed this movie on his own and made tons of money and put his career back on track, and I think this is a pretty solid horror film that has a great twist, and it is a very enjoyable movie with really good performances. And I wouldn't say this is one of the best horror films I've ever seen, but if you're looking for a good, solid movie that is just one that you would want to put in your collection, I think this is a good movie to do so. So I picked up another Scream Factory film, and that is a Blu-ray this time, and that is Trick or Treat on Blu-ray, as there's been a ton of amazing deals from Scream Factory, and I just had to get Trick or Treat because while this movie probably has the same transfer from the Warner Brothers Blu-ray that first came out in like 2009 or so, this movie also features a ton of special features, and I'm a really big fan of this film, and it is another Michael Daughtry film that I picked up along with Krampus, and I think that this movie just needs to be explored, and I'm really excited for the sequel to come out in a few years. And I also think this movie just looks slightly better than the Warner Brothers Blu-ray, so I think it's just a win-win all around. Another Sony 4K pickup that I got is John Carpenter's Christine, as I've heard this is a great and monumental 80s horror film that I don't really know too much about, but I've heard that this transfer is absolutely stellar, as it usually is with a John Carpenter film, but also with Sony films in general, and I can't wait to check this movie out, so maybe I'll have to save it for next Halloween. The next pickup I got is Train to Busan on Blu-ray. I am a really big fan of this film, as this is one of the best horror films of the 2010s. But the most disappointing aspect about all of this is after I bought this film, they just announced a new 4K Blu-ray that's going to be coming out next month. And now I'm just not even going to open this. I'm going to sell this brand new on eBay so I can just get the 4K Blu-ray because I know it's going to look even better. It is a fantastic looking film and it just needs to be in the collection. I picked up another Scream Factory Blu-ray, and that is The Blob from 1988. So a funny story I have with this film is that I have never seen this movie before, but my wife has seen the original 1951, I believe, of this movie, and she put that on our Halloween movies list that we were going to watch for the month of October. But when I saw this movie, I was like, hey, maybe I should pick it up, and I never realized that they actually made a remake of the original Blob movie, so I ended up picking up this version. So I think we're just gonna have to do a double feature of both the Blob movies at this point, so I'm still glad I have it. Another Scream Factory Blu-ray that I picked up is My Bloody Valentine from 1981, I believe. This is a really fun and entertaining movie that is definitely riding off the success of Halloween, but on Valentine's Day and having a killer, and it is a really entertaining movie, and it's definitely going to be a movie that Maddie and I are going to watch every single Valentine's Day for the near seeable future. We watched this movie for the first time in 2021, and then earlier this year we watched the remake, which was a pretty solid movie, but for this Blu-ray it has the uncut version because when it was theatrical they cut out so many of the great violent moments of this movie, even though it was still rated R. So we're going to watch the original uncut version that I've seen different clips of, and it definitely enhances this movie by quite a bit, and I just can't wait to watch this movie again. A next pickup I got is a collection of films that I've been wanting for quite some time, and just to upgrade them all to 4K, and I was missing one of these movies, and that is the Mad Max Anthology 4K set. I'm really excited to have this because Mad Max is one of the best action movie franchises of all time, and I think many more people need to talk about this, especially with the new Mad Max movie that's coming out maybe in 2024. I'm not so sure, but I'm really excited for it, and I'm really excited to check out how these movies look on 4K. They're going to look spectacular, especially because George Miller directed all of these movies, and Mad Max Fury Road is definitely going to be a big watch for me. So super excited to have it. The next pickup I got is Halloween Kills on 4K Blu-ray, as this movie had a really good deal, and I think this is a really average, mediocre movie that I didn't love the third time that I watched this, but I'm really glad just to have it because I enjoy the Halloween franchise, and while this is a movie that I wouldn't really go back to rewatch a bunch of times like Halloween 2018 or H2O or even the original movie, I think this is a pretty pretty enjoyable movie just to have on during the Halloween season. Another Scream Factory pickup I got, which was a 4K Blu-ray this time, and that is John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. I have never seen this movie before. I don't know anything about it, but if you guys have noticed a trend here, I'm trying to pick up way more John Carpenter movies, especially because so many of them are going on 4K, and he's considered one of the best horror directors ever. So, you know, I need to get up on his movies, and this is definitely one of them. I don't really know how good this movie is or really anything about it, but just really excited to have it, especially with all these amazing special features. Another Scream Factory 4K Blu-ray from John Carpenter once again is a new pickup I got, and that is They Live. This is a movie that I've been wanting to get for quite some time, and Maddie and I did watch this movie in October, and it was so enjoyable. It has so many special features that I've been waiting to check out. I've been doing so much research about this movie. It's the type of movie that really made me think about society like I have always done, and so many aspects and themes about this film are already things I already agree with, so it really enhanced the movie, and it just has great filmmaking and definitely one of the best and longest like street fights I've ever seen in a film. So if you want to check out an awesome movie, this is the one. Another 4K pickup that I got is one of the only current films of 2022 that I've actually gotten so far, because there's not a lot of deals for them, and that is The Northman, as this is easily one of my favorite movies of the year so far at the time of the recording of this video. This was such a breathtaking, amazing film that I've heard looks absolutely killer on 4K, and I definitely need to watch it. This is written and directed by Robert Eggers, who I think is one of the best directors working today. And this is such a massive, grand-looking film with amazing performances, great action, everything you would come to expect from a movie like this. And it has some art house style to it too, which is something I'm a big fan of when it's done right and not just a pretentious way. So if you're looking for a kick-ass movie, this is the one. Another 4K pickup that I got is actually from Paramount this time, and that is Friday the 13th on 4K, as this is a movie that I've already had in the Friday the 13th Scream Factory Blu-rays that had a new 4K scan, and this transfer does use the 4K scan from that, but it adds HDR, and it just enhances the movie a little bit. I know there's a lot of controversy with this release being way too dark, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really mind, because it really adds so much to the movie, and because the movie is set at night and doesn't have that, you know, bullshit artificial lighting we see so many movies have, it actually makes the movie a lot creepier, and it feels like that's the way that this movie was supposed to look, and the HDR is really good for this release. The next pickup I got is Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. This is a movie that I've actually had in my collection for quite some time now, but I didn't watch it because, you know, I just didn't have the time to, and then when I was about to watch the movie, they announced a 4K Blu-ray, and then I wait for a sale because, you know, that's how I always roll. It's how I get so many movies, because I don't buy them right away. And now I have no excuse to not watch this movie, and I'm really excited because it's got Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, some of my favorite actors working, and as a sci-fi movie, and I love sci-fi movies, and I've heard it's got a great ending that I have had spoiled for me already, like, screw you, internet, but my wife doesn't know about the ending, and I don't really know much else about the movie, but I'm really excited to check it out. Another pickup I got is Superman the movie on 4K Blu-ray, as this is considered one of the best superhero movies of all time, and I would definitely agree with that. And this is a movie I definitely need to rewatch again, because I don't remember a lot about this movie, as I watched it a couple times as a kid, but I just don't remember a lot about it. So, you know, maybe I just need to see how good it looks on 4K, and I heard from a lot of reviewers that it's very grainy, but like, I don't really mind. A lot of 70s movies are very grainy, so we'll see how it looks when I watch it, but gotta own this movie. The next pickup I got is The Untouchables on 4K, as this is a movie that I've been wanting to watch for quite some time now, but there was a great Prime Day deal for it, and it is a 4K from Paramount Pictures, so you know it's going to be really good. It's got a fantastic cast, and it seems like it's going to be a really good movie with all the great accolades this movie has and all the lists of essential movies to watch, so maybe I'll watch this on like a rainy day or something. Another Scream Factory 4K Blu-ray that I picked up is The Howling, as this had an amazing deal at Best Buy, being around $13 and change, which is insane for a Scream Factory 4K, and this movie has really good reviews. It's considered a very essential horror movie to check out, and because this movie was directly referenced in Scream during the video store scene. That's all I'm going to say about that if you haven't seen the movie. And it was directly referenced, so I had to pick this movie up and see what they were talking about and how it connects to the original Scream movie, and it's probably gonna be pretty good. For this next pickup I used my Disney Movie Insiders rewards that I had because, you know, I've redeemed so many Disney 4Ks and you get points for them and you can redeem them. And this is a movie that's actually not on Disney Plus for some weird reason, even though this is a movie that came out in 2013. It's directed by Sam Raimi, and that is Oz the Great and Powerful, I think it's called. I have never seen this movie before, but I am a massive fan of Wizard of Oz, and I heard this is sort of a precursor to The Wizard of Oz, even though it's by different studios, but I've been wanting to check this movie out. For my next pickup, I got the Wicker Man on Blu-ray, as this had an amazing deal on Amazon that just came out of nowhere, and I just need to check it out because I have the original The Wicker Man from Nicolas Cage. That is not a very good movie, and I didn't realize that there was an original movie, and I've heard it is amazing, and it is the final cut version, so like a director's cut or something. I don't really know too much about the history of this movie, but it sounds like I'm watching the definitive version. And for my final pickup that I got in the month of October is a DVD that seemed like it was pretty hard to find, but I think I got a really good deal on this, and that is the Abyss Special Edition. This is a fantastic movie that I watched last night that actually looked really good on DVD, and I can understand why people are wanting a 4K transfer of this, as I believe James Cameron said that it is already finished, and this movie does actually feature the correct aspect ratio, which a lot of people said it doesn't for the DVD. I tried to do research, and I don't know what happened to other people's releases, but I have it on filmmaker mode on my TV, and it absolutely looked like the way it should be, and the audio was actually pretty good for a DVD, so I thought this was a really enjoyable movie. The special edition really adds to this film because it's like 28 minutes longer. My wife and I have been doing so much research about this movie. There's a ton of special features to check out, so definitely want to talk about this movie way more in the future. Those were a lot of movies, and I need to save some more money because Black Friday is this month, and you know there's going to be a ton of amazing movie deals, especially with 4K, and you know I gotta get those, and the Criterion sale as well. So let me know down below what was your favorite pickups that I got, and what was the most surprising pickup I got as well. I'm really curious to hear about that. Before you guys check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following video.